Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Strat Baseball History. As you may already know, my name is Joe, and we are here on a quarantine Tuesday, riding out the storm like everybody else, and getting ready to relax for the afternoon with the rest of the 1973 opening day baseball games. We're going to be playing out the string of American League and National League games for 73. And we're going to have to take a brief break because, of course, the dog has chosen this moment to go to the bathroom. Can you believe it? I want to check something. Wonder. Give me a second. Give me a second. So we're going to have to take the doggy out. Even though I just took him out, he's decided now is the time to use the bathroom, as doggies are wont to do. Let me get everything else set up real quick. The games we're looking for on April 6th, 1973. And let's give you a little preview. Oops. Have to get out of there and go to National League because that's where the first game was. Here's our daily report from yesterday's game. You can see we had a game between the Giants. Outside real quick. I pee this time. Have to do your business. Oh. Let's go. We have to make it happen, man. boy. Hang out. You're gonna wander around, torment the cat and all that shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we are back. There's always further ado with Strat Baseball History. It's a history channel, folks. It's a baseball channel. It's a fantasy channel. It's a channel to give me something to do on these quiet quarantine days. But in all seriousness, we are here to enjoy a little... Oh, that doesn't show up, huh? Interesting. What if I just do display capture? Way better. There you go. Let's see if this is working okay. Hey, that seems to be pretty good. Alright, that's better than window capture, apparently. So, last night in the National League, we played the first game and then realized we didn't have ballpark authorization set up. So, in that first National League game, the San Francisco Giants beat up the Cincinnati Reds 7-1 behind the arm of Juan Marichal and Don Gullett. They scored 4 in the first, and as it says, had very little trouble at Riverfront Stadium, downing the Reds. Terrible game recap, but basically, Gary Maddox in the first inning with a 3-run home run after a RBI Willie McCovey double. Peter Fuentes went 3 for 5 on the day, and then Doug Rader added a 3-run homer in the 8th. Sorry, that's Dave Rader. Keep doing that to poor Dave. Confusing him with his brother. And that was all the scoring they would need. Bob or Billy Barton, a guy who had 2 plate appearances, was 0 for 1 with a walk on the actual 73 season. Well, he had a base hit in his first pinch hit appearance of the season. Ended up scoring the only run for the Reds. The Mercer goes to 1-0, Gullett 0-1, and Maddox and Rader hit their first homers. A couple of caught stealings in the game, no stolen bases. And, yeah, what was the attendance? 26,736 on Thursday, April 5th, 1973, with good weather. So, that's kind of cool. That's how our first game went. Let's take a look at Retrosheet for a moment. Bring it over here. And you can see in the actual... Is this working? Why not? Could be working. Yeah, so here's our Retrosheet recap for 4-5. It went exactly the same way. A 4-1 San Francisco win over Cincinnati. Which, had I taken Marichal out on time, possibly would have been the same. Let's see the box. Fuentes had a couple RBI. Actually, Spire had a couple of RBIs. Fuentes and Bonds did all the hitting. There were no home runs in this game. And, yeah. That's basically it. So. Things we need to know about 4-6. Go back to the day. On 4-6, you can see we have a number of games in the offing. Houston and Atlanta, Montreal at Chicago, Philadelphia and New York, St. Louis at Pittsburgh, Los Angeles at San Diego, Milwaukee at Baltimore. It's actually the Brewers now instead of the Braves. The new Brewers Club. The Yankees at Boston. Kansas City at California, Minnesota at Oakland will be the games of April 6th. It's a Friday, if you were wondering. Notable debuts on this date. Jim Crawford for Houston. Actually, these aren't notable. These are all the debuts on this date. Bob Davis for San Diego. Pepe Frias for Montreal. Pedro Garcia for Milwaukee. And Gorman Thomas for Milwaukee. People who played their last games on this very first game of the season. Casey Cox for the New York Yankees, and Tony La Russa, the 28-year-old, for the Chicago Cubs. Ernie Smith died on this day. He was 73. and transactions during the 73 season, which will be reflected in our season if the players are carded, because we are playing, if the players had any Major League service time in 73, I should say, because everyone is included in an as-played replay. The California Angels signed Ron... Oscar? No. Here. Oscar's a little riled up today, folks. What can I tell you? California Angels signed Ron Peronowski as a free agent, and the San Francisco Giants released Greg Thayer. What kind of career did Thayer have? Just curious. Well, nothing until 78 when he got 20 games. 45 innings as a major leaguer. I must have seen the replay. I must have seen him in a replay at some point, or in a carded set, probably. Because I don't remember him at all. I don't know if you do, but they are not on my radar. Kind of career did LaRussa have as a player, actually? Yeah, a part-time career. Total of 132 games, 176 at-bats. Tony batted a sub-Mendoza 199 with a 292 on base, a 250 slugging percentage. He hit no homers in his major league career, and 7 RBIs. So, this guy's going to go on to be a hell of a manager. But starts managing in 79 for the Chicago team he did not play for. Right? Because here's his... He scored 1 run for Chicago. He must have been a pinch runner on this day. So, interesting look at history. But now for a little bit of fantasy. We're going to bring you back to... What's taking me home? Takes me back to the top. So after Game 1, San Francisco has a sole possession of first place on April 5th, and Cincinnati the only cellar dweller. Right? Peter Fuentes leading the league in batting. That's not going to last, I don't think, folks. But that's where we go. That's where we are after Thursday, April 5th, the only game in Cincinnati. Now it's time for the games of April 6th. So let's take a look at our schedules. We have 2 day games in the American League. Milwaukee with Jim Colburn at Baltimore and Dave McNally, and Mel Stottlemyre for the Yankees at Luis Tiant and Boston. Okay. Over in the National League, on the day games, we have 3. Mike Torres at Fergie Jenkins, Bob Gibson at Steve Blass, and the Philadelphia Steve Carlton at Mets and Tom Seaver. That was Montreal at Chicago, by the way, with Torres and Jenkins, and St. Louis at Pittsburgh. So that's where we stand. That's what we're going to do. And let's go ahead and start with the American League, just because alphabetically those games are first. We're going to go ahead and play the Milwaukee-Baltimore game. We should have old ballparks installed now, so this should work. I don't have high-res pictures loaded in for all the parks yet. We're using the Strat default old ballparks. So this may not be 100% accurate, but we'll see what Strat has in store, and then I think I'm going to use Bill Daughtry's ballparks at some point, if I like them, for the individual stadiums. I just have to get around to moving them in. So this will be the first American League game of 1973. I will be managing the home team unless it's the Yankees or the Mets, in which case I'll be managing them regardless of whether they're home or away. So, that's where we stand. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to get things started. Let's see. All right, I'm a little distracted. Slept in today. I stayed up really late last night. Just lack of sleep. Lack of ability to sleep, I should say. Quarantine's weird. It's hard to stay on a good schedule. I'm working every other week right now. I'm fortunately getting paid for the weeks I'm not working, so God bless. A good job. I hope you are all doing really well and surviving the tenets of quarantine. We're going to be streaming most of the afternoon here, unless something goes crazy. So, as you can see, Milwaukee Brewers will visit the Baltimore Orioles for the first game of the 1973 schedule. Jim Colburn will be on the mound for Milwaukee. And he will be backed by a lineup of May at center, Auerbach at short, in Briggs, batting third and playing left, George Scott at first base, batting cleanup, Don Money at third, O Brown, I think it's O to B or Ollie, I forget. We'll find out. Could be Omar for all I know. I think it's Ollie though. At DH, Gorman Thomas in right, A Rodriguez at catcher. I'm not sure. Could be Erasmo. I'm not sure. See how good my roster knowledge of 73 is. And Pedro Garcia probably at second base. They'll be facing Dave McNally on the mound for the Orioles. With a lineup of Rettenmund in right, Gritch at second, Powell at first, Earl Williams at catcher, Don Baylor in left, Brooks Robinson at third, Paul Blair in center, Terry Crowley probably at designated hitter, and Mark Belanger at short. So, in real life, Don Bloomberg was the first ever designated hitter. In fake life, it's going to be Brown. Probably. Unless they go 1, 2, 3, and then Crowley shows up in a big first inning. We'll see. History to be made here, folks, as we start 73. Let's play ball.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
Should have my hat off. Bad job, Joe. It occurs to me that there could possibly be some feedback based on my microphone placement, so let's move this sucker to the other side of the other monitor. That's right, folks. I'm playing with the fancy 2-monitor setup for your pleasure. That should be a lot better in terms of hearing me, seeing me, smelling me, and wondering who the hell I am. So we get ready for the first game of the 1973 season. As we said, McNally on the mound for Baltimore. He'll be backed by Williams at catcher, Powell at first, 1B5, E19 is terrible. Rich at second, pretty good second baseman there. Belanger at first, good range, gets to balls and occasionally fumbles them, obviously. And Robinson, really good at third base. In left, Don Baylor, +2 arm, that's not great. Center field, Paul Blair, and Rettenmund over in right. So, pretty good defensive play all around for the Orioles. The only real issues they have are at catcher and first base. McNally on the season was 17-17, a 3.21 ERA, 247 hits allowed in 266 innings pitched, 81 walks, 87 strikeouts. So the McNally lets the batters do their job and put the ball in play, and gave up 16 homers. He's going to start off by facing, for the Brewers, Dave May. May, 303, 25 homers, and 93 RBIs. We'll be managing the home team Orioles, and without further ado, as is apparently my catchphrase, let's play ball. Here is the pitch. I wonder if I could lower this a little bit. Yeah, probably. Well, not too much. Alright, screw it. The first pitch from McNally to May. Here in Memorial Stadium. He takes it. Oh, it hits May on the elbow. May throws the bat away and sprints to first. So, not much going on stealing from May. That's going to bring up Rick Auerbach. All of 10 at bats. 1973, a 100 average, with 1 double and 1 strikeout. So, he's not much of a hitter, not much of a bunter. We'll see what happens. Here's college and drafted by the Seattle Pilots in '69, huh? Here's a chopping... Oh, no. That's in the air to Baylor and left. Baylor drifts over. He's under it, and that's an easy out for the first out. May trots back to first, and that'll bring up John Briggs for the Brewers. Briggs, 246, 18 homers, 57 RBIs. He can walk quite a lot, 87 walks and 488 at-bats, so you know he's got a good on-base percentage. And against even a good pitcher like McNally, he's expected to go 324 and 330 slugging here. So. McNally, excellent season ahead of him, apparently. But here we go. Now I'm turning away from the mic, and I have to figure this out because, yeah, that's not going to work either. What if we just bring the mic in? Broadcaster style. That's probably going to work best. We just slide it right up here in front of me, and that should take care of both issues. You should hear me clearly now, no matter which direction I turn. It doesn't block my view, it doesn't block your view. And you can still see my pretty face and my blue clothes hat and my coffee as I sip it. So, with May on first and one down, McNally deals to John Briggs. That looks like a liner out to left. That could be trouble. Briggs gets jammed, gets a good piece of it down the left field line, drifting, and it's a foul ball. Back in the box, here comes the pitch. This one on the ground toward Bellinger at short. Gonna get through. Oh, over to second for one. Double play, 6-4-3. Gets McNally out of trouble. Erases the runner. And effectively a 1-2-3 inning for McNally and the Orioles. So Colburn on the mound for Milwaukee. He's 20-12, a 3.18 ERA, 314 innings pitched, a real workhorse, 297 hits, 135 strikeouts, and 87 walks. Did give up 21 dingers, but that's not a bad ratio at all. It's about 1 per 15 innings. So, I like the outfield, the billboard here that you can't really read very well, but I think it's Schlitz when you're having more than one. we've got the shittiest, most watered down beer for you for when you're having more than one. If you're an alcoholic and you need to relax, try Schlitz. You probably won't get a DUI in '73. So Rettenmund is going to lead off for the Orioles, 262, 9 homers and 44 RBIs in real life in '73. He looks like the dad from, he looks like a TV actor. Colburn deals to Rettenmund. It's on the ground toward Auerbach, who's a 4.88. Good lord. And he makes this play, though. It's going to bring up a Bobby Grich with the 70s porn stash right there. Colburn looks really determined on the mound in his photo, too. It's amazing. Anyway, Grich, a 251 hitter, 12 homers, 50 RBIs on the season. In real life in '73. Let's see if he can improve on that performance. Colburn the pitch. The right-hander. It's a chopper down toward Money. Money wings it to Scott and gets him by a step. That's the second out. And here comes Big Boog Powell. 265, 11 homers, 54 ribbies for Boog in '73. I believe nearing the end of his career, if I remember correctly. Powell settled at the plate. The count 3-2, and here's the payoff pitch. In the air toward May in center. Doesn't look too deep. May drifts over. Easy out for Colburn. Baltimore's out of here. And after one inning, no score. Just want to see if I can change animation speed. I go to 80. See how that looks. Alright. McNally back to face George Scott. 306, 24 homers, 107 RBIs, and 73 for Scott. Here's his first at-bat of the season. It's grounded to Bellinger. Over to first, and that's the first out of the second. Here's Don Money, 284, 11 and 61. Good walk-to-strike ratio. Money will get on base as well. This one's in the air. That ball doesn't seem to be moving any faster, does it? Poor Baylor. Makes the grab and there's 2 down. I wonder if I made it slower. What if we go to like 50? So 2 down, and here is... Yeah, I was right, it's Ollie Brown. So Ollie Brown, a 280 hitter, 7 homers and 32 RBIs, 4 stolen bases in 1973. McNally back. The lefty ready to pitch. There's a liner right at Belanger. That's a quail shot, apparently. That's a weird quail shot. Great play by Belanger, and that's the 3rd out. So Earl Williams, the catcher, coming up to lead off for the Orioles here in the bottom of the 2nd. Williams, 237, 22 homers, 83 RBIs, 66 walks, and 107 Ks. So despite the low batting average, he's got a decent on base. And some power. Colburn ready. Williams on the ground toward Auerbach at short. That's a lot better. Cleanly on 1 hop. Over to Williams. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Don Baylor. 286, 11 homers, and 51 RBIs. Don usually in the top 10 of the league in hit by pitch leaders. Is he still the career hit by pitch guy, or did Miami Marlin take his place? What's his name? Conine, maybe? I forget who it was. Anyway, Baylor down on 3 strikes. And Brooks Robinson comes to the plate. 257, 9 homers, 72 RBIs for Robinson. If you're wondering why I chose 73, folks, it's because I was born this year, so I figure I will do as-played replays to recreate Strat Baseball history from the day I was born to the day I die. And if we can go back in time at some point, we'll do that too. In reality, I don't have a plan. We might just jump around. We might do every 10 years or something like that. And I don't know if I'll play every game of this season. I may go to faster play at some point. I probably will, in fact. If I do manage them all. But now that I'm done and Robinson settled into the box against the the righty Colburn, the pitch. These guys can really delay when they want to. We'll make it a modern game. A grounder toward first. Scott flips to Colburn covering, and that is the 3rd out. So no hits, no runs, nobody left. And after 2, it's 0-0. And the Brewers coming up with Gorman Thomas making his first ever Major League at bat right now. Thomas had a lot of promise for Milwaukee. He never quite turned into the player they wanted him to be, but he did have some solid seasons. In 73, 187, 2 homers, 11 RBIs, 61 strikeouts, and only 155 innings pitched, so they might have rushed him up. Interestingly, in the season I remember best from Strat, I think Thomas also hit 187 in 1986, and significantly more at-bats. I think he's one of the few sub-200 hitters in 86. Anyway, here's McNally to Thomas. A 2-strike pitch to Thomas. A beauty. Fastball on the outside corner. The bat never budges off of Thomas's shoulder, and he's down on strikes for the 1st out. Here's Ellie Rodriguez, as it turns out. 269, no homers, 30 RBIs. 41 walks, 28 strikeouts, so he's got a good eye at the plate. There's Ellie. This one's on the ground toward Gritch. Gritch picks it up, fires to first, pulls Powell off the bag. Powell swipes with the glove, and he makes the play, though. Good play by Powell to recover on the throw from Gritch. So with 2 down, it's going to be Pedro Garcia. 245, 15 homers, 54 RBIs, 119 Ks, and only 40 walks. He did steal 11 bags on the year. McNally ready. Garcia born in Puerto Rico. Bluffs this one out to center. This one has a chance for extra bases. Blair got a great jump. He's closing quickly. He makes the play. Center fielder 1, Paul Blair. Running that one down on Garcia. So, no score for Milwaukee in the top half. Baltimore coming up in the bottom half with Paul Blair, who just made a great play in center to lead it off. He batted .280, 10 homers, and 64 RBIs on 73. Here's his first official at-bat of our replay. That's a ground ball toward Auerbach at short. Makes the grab on to Scott at first for the 1st out of the inning. That'll bring up Terry Crowley. I'm trying to slow down because I know I talk very fast at times, and I'm trying to remember that I am calling a ball game here. For you folks at home, I'll try to relax, slow it down a little bit, and pitch to Crowley, who batted .206 with 3 homers and 15 runs batted in. Right-hander delivers to Crowley. He hits this one out toward May in center. We'll have to wait on the unreliable Strat Baseball. Juice to deep center. May goes after it. Racing hard, he dives, and he's got it. A beautiful play by Dave May. So we've seen some excellent center field play right here early in the third. And with 2 outs, that brings up a shortstop, Mark Belanger. 226, no homers, 27 RBIs, and 73. Over and ready to pitch. Belanger. Ready to hit. There's a sharp grounder toward Auerbach at short. I say it's a slow grounder. He fires to first, and that's the 3rd out. I'd love a hot dog right now, but instead, we're going to continue with the 4th inning. Back to the top of the order for the Brewers. Here's May. Where is my so far today? There it is. Can I move that down or no? Ah, there it is. Not what I'm trying to do. Can I get that out of there? That. I don't even know what box this is. Look at the cards. Hold on one sec. Hide that behind. There we go. Now I can move this. Get this over here for a second. Put this back where we want it. Bring this back down. We don't want that there. I guess maybe that is where we want it, huh? Give it a little bit more. Alright, that's fine. So May so far today, hit by a pitch his first time up. Sorry about that. I'm trying to make sure everything's displaying the way I want it to. So McNally ready to deal. The lefty with the pitch to May, who puts it in play toward shortstop. Belanger scoops it and fires for the 1st out. 1 down, and here's Auerbach. Flew out his first time up. McNally ready. Pitch is just inside. And that is ball 4. So Auerbach draws a walk. That brings up John Briggs. Briggs grounded out into a double play his first time up. McNally'd love to get him to repeat that feat. Let's see how it goes. Well, that's a fly ball out to Blair in center. That's deep. Blair races back to the wall. He leaps, climbs the fence, and makes the catch. Another amazing play in center by Paul Blair. Vying for a gold glove here on opening day. Can you believe it, folks? Well, that's going to bring up Scott. He grounded out his first time up. And a sharp breaking ball on the outside. Scott chases and misses. That's strike 3. McNally got him to chase, and that's all. So 1 left on from Milwaukee in the 4th, and the Orioles coming up the top of their order. Redmond to lead it off. He grounded out his first time up. There's a liner toward Auerbach. Soft line drive. Never left the box, and there's 1 away. Here's Bobby Grich. Grounded out his first time up back in the 1st. Real pitcher's duel going here so far today, folks. And Grich is down on strikes on the 0-2 pitch. He had no chance there. Colburn blew it past him. And here's Boog Powell. Flew out his first time up. That's a changeup low, and Powell takes it for ball 4. So Williams, with power, got a chance to hit here. He grounded out his first time up with Powell on first and 2 out. Colburn deals. Williams, a liner toward Auerbach. Great catch. Scored a 6 for the 3rd out, and after 4 here in Memorial Stadium, everybody tied at 0. Both teams have stranded 1 runner, and that is our line score. You can see the scoreboard is all 0 so far, folks. Don Money leading off the 5th for Milwaukee. He flew out his first time up. Ground ball towards short. Looks like it's going to get through. And there's the first base hit of the game. Don Money is on base. Ollie Brown coming up. Brown, not a good hit and run guy. Got a good eye here. 415, 476 against McNally. So we're going to let Brown hit away. Try to let you know what I'm thinking when I make these decisions. For the most part, we're going to hit away. Well, this one's toward Gritch. A slow bouncer. Gritch races in, reaches down, fires to first. That's the first out. Money's going to move up to second. So 1 down, and Gorman Thomas will come to the plate. Thomas, not a good hitter in this situation, but still better than bunting. A base hit could score money from second. McNally ready to deal. Thomas in the box. On the wrists. Gorman tried to hold up, and appears he's awarded first. Yes, McNally loses Thomas. Thomas with a good eye held up there and takes the walk. So here's Ellie Rodriguez. He grounded out his first time up. Pretty good on base man. He's going to hit away. Thought about hitting and running because he's good there too. A bunter, B hit and run, but I don't like Money trying to steal third. Well, here's the grounder to Belanger. Maybe we should have. Over to second, back to first. Double play to end the inning. McNally gets out of it, leaves 2. And the Orioles coming to bat. Here's Baylor, who struck out his first time up. Colburn ready. Here's the pitch. One foul tip. Rodriguez holds it, and that's a strikeout. 3rd strikeout for Colburn on the day, and Baylor takes a seat. Brooks Robinson, 0 for 1 today, grounded out his first time up as well. It's a dribbler in front of the mound. Rodriguez takes it, fires to Scott for the 2nd out, and they're 2 away. Here's Paul Blair, playing a great center field today, and gets a 2nd chance to hit. He also grounded out against Colburn his first time up. Colburn with the pitch. Blair swings. He drives this one down the left field line. Could be trouble. Briggs trying to run it down. Plays it off the fence. Blair stops at second with a double. He's got the first hit for the Orioles. And it is a man on second with 2 outs for Terry Crowley here in the 5th. The Baltimore crowd starting to wake up a little bit as Colburn gets ready to pitch to Crowley in this clutch situation. The pitch. Crowley. A ground ball toward the right side. It looks like it's going to get through. It's a base hit for Crowley. Baltimore takes the lead 1-0. As Blair comes around to score from second. And it's 1-0 Orioles. Crowley on first. And Belanger due up. 0 for 1 today is Belanger. As Colburn settles back on the rubber. Went from zeros across to everybody getting hits in this inning, folks. Still a tight one, though. Belanger lofts this one out toward left. A routine fly. Briggs over to make the catch for the 3rd out. But the Orioles jump out in front 1-0 as we go to the 6th. Milwaukee will send up Garcia, May, and Auerbach. Here's the second baseman, Garcia, 0 for 1 so far on the season. Hey, Baseball, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate that. Garcia grounds back to McNally, over to Powell for the 1st out here in the 6th. Yeah, I've been watching a few guys doing Strat and other baseball stuff for a while now, and I figured since I had some extra time with this whole COV thing that I'd finally launched a channel I've been thinking about for a while. So thanks for stopping by and thanks for the support, man. I appreciate your channel too, guys. If anybody else is here, check out Baseball Demos. Excellent channel, and one of the first ones I followed, actually, here on YouTube. Really good content over there, a lot of fun stuff. Support the community, man. So, with one out, McNally's ready to deal to Dave May, who's been hit by a pitch and grounded out. Officially 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch, grounder toward the left side. 2 Harper to Robinson, and over to Powell for the out. 2 down. And here's Auerbach. Auerbach flew out and walked his last time up, 0 for 1 on the day. Thanks very much, Baseball. Appreciate it, man. Hey, Del Crandall setting up a pinch hitter for Auerbach. It's going to be Bob Coluccio come up against McNally. So Coluccio making his season debut today. 224, 15 homers, 58 RBI. And folks, if you are enjoying the stream and the videos, don't forget to subscribe and like. It really helps the channel out a lot. And even though I'm here for a good time, I hope to be here for a long time. So, Coluccio ready to hit against McNally with 2 down. The pitch. Batter checks his swing, an appeal, and Coluccio held up and draws a walk. So McNally walks his 3rd batter of the day. Coluccio does his job as a pinch hitter and gets on base. And that brings up John Briggs, who's 0 for 2 on the day. A flyout and a ground out into a double play way back in the 1st inning. McNally with the pitch, and Briggs a line drive into right. A base hit to right. Third baseman coach Joe Nossick puts up the stop sign to hold Coluccio at second with 2 outs. You don't want to make the 3rd out at third, folks. So safe base running by the Brewers here as they try to get back in it. It's only a 1-run deficit, and here's George Scott, 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out and a strikeout so far. McNally ready with the pitch in this clutch Strat situation. Oh, there's a grounder toward Bobby Grich, and if it's on the ground against this Baltimore infield, you can bet it's an out. The 3rd out of the inning. Though no runs for the Brewers, they strand 2, and Baltimore coming up in the bottom of the 6th, trying to add to their lead with the top of their order. Redmond, Grich, and Powell due up. Here's Merv Redmond, 0 for 2 today. See if he can get something going. Holborn's ready. This one's grounded back up the middle. Redmond gets a piece of it, bouncing over the mound. Vukovic cuts it off in front of the bag, rifles a throw to Scott, and Redmond is out. Vukovic, by the way, came into play short for the pinch hitter. So that's his first play on the day. One of the things lacking in the play-by-play is if you're not paying real good attention, you don't notice defensive subs all the time. So, Bobby Grich, 0 for 2 today. Set up against Colburn. Another grounder to Vukovic. Comes up with it, throws to first. Oh, Grich beats it out. An infield base hit. And now Boog Powell will come to the plate. Powell flew out his first time up and walked his last time up, 0 for 1 on the day. The Key West High School star is ready for the pitch. Colburn deals and Powell lofts a fly ball out to May in center. May backpedals up with his glove and makes the play for the 2nd out. Time for a station break, and that reminds you that this is Strat Baseball History. My name is Joe, here to bring you all the games in our different historical replays. We will do some what-ifs as well from time to time, but right now we're in the middle of this 1973 as played computer replay. We've also got a stock a stock cards and dice replay going of the 62 season. Where we're posting a bunch of different games, but our intent is to post as many of the Yankee and Mets games that we played by Cards and Dice as possible. Future projects to be announced. So, Bobby Grich at first. Earl Williams coming up with 2 outs. Colburn ready on the mound. Williams 0 for 2 on the day. The Earl's still leading 1-0. Williams gets a piece of it over the infield, an easy out. Rodriguez makes the play behind the plate. And that is all for Baltimore. We head to the 7th, 1-0 Orioles lead. Here's Don Money. Singled his last time up, 1 for 2 so far today. This one's out toward Blair in center. Doesn't look like it'll be a problem. Blair runs in on it, calls for it. Belanger yells, "Take it, Paul!" And he does. Money's retired on a lazy fly to short center. And here comes Ollie Brown. Brown 0 for 2 so far today. McNally deals. A Brown on the ground toward Gritch. Gritch grabs it, throws to first, and that's the second out. As old Red Barber would say, this contest is tighter than a new pair of shoes on a rainy day. It's true, folks. So, Gorman Thomas, strikeout on a walk on the day, 0 for 1. We call him a lumberjack type player. Well, he hasn't proved that yet, and here he's going to go down looking. Strike 3. McNally takes care of him. And it's time for a little 7th inning stretch. That picks that up regardless, huh? Hold on one second. Alright, now that we've enjoyed the little take me out to the ball game, let's look at the trivia question. What player made a record low of 5 errors at third base for one season? The safe bet would be Brooks Robinson, so let's go with that. Oh, it was Don Money. In 74, playing for the Brewers. Look at that. So Brooksy getting the reputation as the best defensive third baseman of all time, but Don Money surprising us. 5 errors in a full season, huh? Well, we did give Rafael Palmeiro a Gold Glove one year for playing designated hitter. So why not? Well, Don Baylor, ready to hit. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Colburn on the day. He'd love to get things going to extend this Milwaukee lead. He's setting the box, and Colburn with the pitch. It's a ground ball toward Money. You would expect Money to make the play right after that trivia question, and he does. Here's his third base counterpart, Brooks Robinson. 2 groundouts on the day for Robinson. And Colburn ready to pitch. That's a line drive for Robinson over to short for single. He's going to be on first. And that brings up Paul Blair. Robinson. His chance to steal. He's a 75% chance. He's only going to get a lead 3% of the time. Go ahead and attempt. He does not get a good lead, as you would expect. His safe chance is 1 for 1. I'm going to say no. And Paul Blair going to come up and try to get things going for Baltimore. The pitch from Colburn. Blair. A grounder toward the left side. It's into left field for a base hit. Colburn might be getting in a little bit of trouble here, folks. Excuse me 1 second as I respond to a text from the old lady. Alright, my friends. Paul Blair at first. Brooks Robinson over at third with 1 out, and Terry Crowley due to bat. We'd love to get something going here. Crowley is playing what today? Crowley's at our DH today. The lefty facing a righty. Let's see what our bench options are. Al Bunbury would be a pretty good one, huh? Baker, not so much. Hendricks, not so much. Coggins a little bit too. Let's do a real quick compare between Bunbury and Coggins. Bunbury 364, 469. Coggins 327, 449. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Al Bunbury to pinch hit for Crowley here and try to bust this one open against the Orioles. We are managing the home team in this replay and playing it fairly, trying to win each game. So Bunbury is our best shot right here. He comes up with runners on the corners and just 1 out. And on first and third. Colburn's ready. The corners are in for this one, by the way. And Bunbury gets this one out to May in center. Looks shallow. It drops for a hit. Everybody moves up a spot. Bunbury comes through as a pinch hit RBI base hit. And it's first and second with Belanger coming up. Belanger, not a great hitter. Ground out and a fly out on the day. It's tempting to have him drop down a bunt. And he will. Oh, look at that. I can't see the damn screen because we've changed the font size. Hold on a second. Main app font. Drop it down to an 8 and see if that helps. It does. 92% chance for a bunt for Belanger. And he's going to go ahead and do that. Drops down the bunt down the first base line. Scott charges, scoops it up, fires to first, and just got him. But Belanger gets the sacrifice down, moves both runners into scoring position. And now it's going to be up to Merv Redmond. He's got a pretty good chance of making this happen here. We could pinch hit for Redmond. I don't know how much we want to overmanage here. Redmond playing right field for us today. Bunbury could stay in and play right. We'll lose a little bit of defense there. We're also going to have to replace... Who did we take out? Oh, the designated hitter we don't have to replace. So we could always bring in Coggins in right field for Redmond. I'm just checking out my options here, folks. I assume Coggins is the best one. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and give Coggins the at-bat here. Play the lefty-righty matchup. It's got a little bit better chance against Colburn. And they intentionally walk Coggins. That's an interesting play. That brings up Bobby Grich now. We're not going to hit for Grich. He hits equally well against righties and lefties, and with the bases loaded, we don't want to go too deep into our pen. Or into our bench. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The bases loaded. Colburn with the pitch. That's in the air to the left side. Briggs going to be over towards it. He's under it now and makes the catch. So 3 left on for Baltimore. Coggins will stay in and play right field. And is it time to put... Who's coming up? Well, Pal's going to be leading off, so we're going to leave him in for now. We'll probably go to defensive defensive replacement in the 9th inning if they don't extend the lead significantly. So McNally ready to go, and Rodriguez coming to the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. McNally with the pitch to Rodriguez, a hard liner. Right of Robinson. Robinson stabs at it, can't get it. It's into the outfield for a single. Well, he takes a wide turn, but he'll stay at first. There's one on, and Garcia coming up. McNally ready to pitch to Garcia. There's a grounder toward Robinson. This could be 2. Robinson scoops it over to second for 1. Back to first. Not in time. Garcia beats it down to first. So the fielder's choice. And Dave May coming up. He's grounded out twice and was hit by a pitch back in the first to lead off the game. McNally ready with Garcia at first. Another ground ball toward Belanger at short. Belanger to second for 1, over to first, and again the fielder's choices. May beats it out. Oh, that's going to bring in Vukovic. Due to hit, 125, 2 homers, 9 RBIs. This is his first at-bat of the day. May is on first. And they're going to let Vukovic hit. Another grounder towards short. Belanger over to Powell for the 3rd out. And the shutout remains intact for now as Baltimore comes up in the bottom of the 8th. Boog Powell to lead it off. 0 for 2 with a walk on the day. Coburn pitching well today. He's only allowed 6 hits, but he's on the losing side right now. His team down 2-0. Powell grounds out to Money at third, over to Scott, no problem for the first out. That brings up Williams. He's ground out, lined out, and popped out. He's trying all the different ways to get out today. Earl, for once, would like to get on base. Well, he takes this one. He appealed to first. It's not going to do it, and Colburn walks him. So Williams figures out the best way to get on base is not swing the bat. That brings up Baylor. Baylor struck out twice and grounded out his last time up. Colburn ready. Pitches to Baylor. It's a liner toward Vukovic. Out! Vukovic didn't have to move, just put up his glove, and the ball fell right into it. So 2 down. Here's Brooks Robinson. 1 for 3 on the day. Singled his last time up. Our 1972 Gold Glove winner. Found Money might have something to say about that, but Brooks right now lines to center. A base hit. He bobbles it, and Williams is able to move over to third. So Colburn now 2 men on, 2 out, and Paul Blair coming up. He's had success his last 2 times up against Colburn. 2 for 3 on the day. And his clutch situation. Colburn signed by the Mets back in '61. Pitches to Blair. Knocked down by Colburn, over to Scott. 1-3, and he gets out of the inning without a run. But Milwaukee coming up in the 9th. It's their last chance to get something done, and let's see what our options are defensively. We're not going to take Williams out because he's been pitching a hell of a game. Well, first base 5E30 is actually worse than Powell. There's a first base 3E14, Enos Cabell. Probably going to be our best option. But we'll put Cabell in for Powell defensively. I don't think any place else really... Nope, every place else is pretty good. So Cabell comes in defensively for Powell, and McNally will face the heart of the Milwaukee order, Briggs, Scott, and Money. Briggs 1 for 3 on the day. A single his last time up. He's only allowed 3 hits so far, and he's trying to get through this one. Well, there's a line drive, base hit to right field. No chance for anybody to get that one, and Briggs is on it first. The tying run to the plate now in the form of George Scott. Scott does have power, 24 homers in '73. George won the 8AL 1972 Gold Glove at first. Here's a pitch from McNally. One's in the air to right. On the 1-1 count. Coggins over. Loses sight of it for a second, but makes the catch in medium right for the first out.
Team yearbooks, minutes, and programs.
Cabell yelling something to McNally. Dave nods his head as he takes the ball back on the mound, and Don Money coming up. Money 1 for 3 against McNally today. McLucky, Money's nickname apparently. The pitch for McNally, and the Money hits this one out toward Blair in center. Blair's a bit of a vacuum cleaner. Sprints over and makes the play. 2 gone from Milwaukee. And that's going to mean, with 2 outs and Briggs on first, it's up to Ollie Brown, who's 0 for 3 on the day. A line out and 2 ground outs. The pitch, and he walks him. Not good. McNally walks him, and now they have to deal with Gorman Thomas, who has occasional power. Oh, it's going to be a pinch hitter. John Felske's going to come out, and oh my, look at Felske's stats. Apparently a killer against lefties. Felske 136 with 0 homers and 4 RBIs, but look at his on-base and slugging against McNally in this spot. 385 and 550. Apparently he's a positive clutch hitter. That's how we got those 4 RBIs, I suppose. So McNally to deal with him. Some real strat ball by PC here. By Hal. Oh, McNally gets him, though, way out in front of a changeup. That's strike 3. McNally's 4th strikeout. And he locks down the shutdown. A 4-hit shutout by Don McNally for his first win of the season. And Baltimore wins this one 2-0 over Milwaukee on opening day. Let's take a look at the box. As we said, McNally goes the full 9, 1-0, a 4-hit shutout, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Colburn takes the loss despite pitching really well. He only allowed 2 runs in 8 innings pitched on 7 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Looks like for the Orioles, we had a little bit of everything from everybody. Al Bumbry with the big pinch hit, base hit that extended the game. And that's pretty much where we're at, folks. 2 hits apiece for Robinson and Blair for Baltimore. 2 hits for Briggs for Milwaukee. 2 of the 4 hits. And our first American League game is in the books. That's going to be all, folks. We'll move forward right into our second American League game. It's going to be the New York Yankees and Mel Stottlemyre, who I will manage all season, against Luis Tiant and Boston. That's right, folks. We don't take breaks. We just play them out. Now, as I said, I won't always be playing the games at this pace. I will probably play the Yankees and Mets games at this pace, as well as occasional other games of real interest, especially in pennant races. We'll speed things up after opening day for a lot of the other games. But for today, we're taking our time, and it's going to be the New York Yankees hold on, I'm sorry. Keeping in touch with the girl. New York Yankees, and we're going to switch this to human and this to computer. We'll be taking on the Boston Red Sox. Mel Stottlemyre on the mound for the Yankees. And he's backed by a lineup of second baseman Horace Clarke leading off, Roy White batting second and playing left, Matty Alou batting third and playing right, Bobby Mercer clean up in center field, Greg Nettles batting fifth and playing third, Ron Blomberg batting sixth as a designated hitter, Felipe Alou batting first, playing first and batting seventh, Thurman Munson batting eighth and catching, and Gene Michael, the shortstop. They'll be facing a Boston lineup of Harper, Aparicio, Yastrzemski, Smith, Cepeda, Petrucelli, Fisk, Griffin, and Evans. And I thought this was Evans' first appearance, but I believe he's a rookie this year. He probably had some at-bats in the call-up season of 72. Someday we may find out, but for today, we're going to play ball.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
And we've already played our opening day national anthem for today, so we're going to move on with that. As I said, Horace Clarke is going to be leading off for the Yankees. 263, 2 homers, 35 RBIs. A 263 on base against Tiant. By the way, Louis Tiant in 73 was 20 and 13, a 3.34 ERA, 272 innings pitched, 217 hits and 78 walks, so a very good walk-hit to innings pitch ratio, very good whip. 206 strikeouts. He does give up the long ball, 32 homers in those 272 innings. And here's Clarke, his first at-bat of the Yankee season. As I'll drink some more coffee. 2-strike pitch from Tiant is a grounder toward Aparicio, plays it on one bounce over to Yastrzemski for the first out. So here's Roy White, 246, 18 homers, and 60 RBIs. Ready for the pitch from the mustache-toting Tiant. The base hit to left. Really good piece of hitting by Roy White. Harper grabs it and flings it in, and he'll hold White at first. So White on first. Alou coming to bat. Let's see what his hit and run chance is. His hit and run is higher than his on-base percent. And White, not a great stealer here, but he's got a little bit of speed. We're going to go ahead and hit and run. Tiant, ready to pitch to Alou. Grounder toward Griffin. It's a dribbler. Griffin races in, barehands it, throws over to Yastrzemski at first for the out, but they stay out of the double play, and White moves to second. For center fielder Bobby Mercer. Mercer, good player, 304 average, 22 homers and 95 RBIs in 73. He's ready for the 2-out clutch situation against Tiant. Mercer takes this one in the air to right toward Evans. Evans drifts over and makes the easy catch for the third out. So the Yankees get one on, leave one on. And Boston to bat in the bottom of the first against Mel Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre 16-16 in 73, a 3.07 ERA, 273 innings, 259 hits, 79 walks, and 95 strikeouts, only 13 homers. He doesn't allow the long ball too much. He'll be facing Tommy Harper to lead things off for Boston. Harper 281, 17 homers, 71 RBIs, 54 stolen bases. So a speed man for Boston here. Stottlemyre ready, and he'll deal to Harper. Harper pops one straight up, and Munson makes the play for the first out. You can see the Yankees' defense is average at best. In fact, the entire right side is suspect today. And even Nettles, who's famed for being a pretty good defensive third baseman, only a 3B3 here. So Mercer a 1 in center, which is nice, and Munson a 1 behind the plate. But the Yankees need defensive help. Aparicio to bat for Boston, 271, no homers, 49 RBIs. Walks more than he strikes out, typically. Stottlemyre ready. On the ground toward Nettles. The chopper down at third base line. Nettles stabs it, throws over to Alou at first for the second out. And here's Yastrzemski. 296, 19 homers, 95 ribbies, 105 walks. So Carl has a hell of an eye. Stottlemyre ready with the pitch. Yastrzemski on the ground toward Alou. He charges it, fires to first, and Stottlemyre tags the bag for the third out. Tom Yawkey and Dick O'Connell head into the owner's box here in Fenway. It's one of the cool things about the Strat as played is you have all of the umps, all of the coaches, and even the owners are listed in the play-by-play file. So we're here in Old Fenway Park, and Nettles will lead off for the Yankees in the second. It's 234, 22, and 81 for Nettles on the 73 season. He does walk a lot. It's not a great day for baseball here in Fenway. They're fighting the elements, but Tiant is ready to pitch anyway, and Nettles in the box. A fly ball out towards Smith in center. Nettles hit that one on the nose. Smith has to come fast and dive for it, and it didn't look like it out there, but that's an out. So one down, and here's Ron Blomberg. 329, 12 homers, 57 RBIs, and 301 at-bats in 73. Platoon situation for Blomberg. He'll be facing the righty Tiant from the left side. Tiant with the pitch, and Blomberg lofts this one out toward left field. Harper going to run over, probably to make the play. It's routine, and he grabs it for the second out. So here's Felipe Alou, 236, 4 homers, and 27 ribbies, and 280 at-bats. Probably another platoon situation for the Yanks here in 73. Alou is ready to face Tiant. Tiant shakes off the sign, and he's ready to deal now. The pitch to Alou. Right over the heart of the plate for called strike 3. Alou didn't like it, but man, that was down the middle. So in the bottom of the second with no score, Reggie Smith will lead off for the Red Sox. 303, 21 homers, and 69 ribbies. Stottlemyre ready. It's a line drive toward Clark at second, and he makes the catch for the first out. Smith throws the bat in disgust. He couldn't hit that one any harder, folks. Well, that brings up Orlando Cepeda, the designated hitter for Boston. 289, 20 homers, and 86 RBIs. Stottlemyre ready to pitch. Takes the sign from Munson, and here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch. Cepeda watches it go by for the third strike. 2 away. Stottlemyre's first strikeout of the day. And now he will deal with Rico Petrucelli. A 244 hitter, 13 homers, and 45 runs batted in. Petrucelli signed by the Red Sox in 61 as an amateur free agent. He checks the signs. He's ready for the pitch. Stottlemyre deals, and it's a ground ball toward Nettles at third. Nettles scoops it up over to first. Alou tags the bag, and that is the third out. Well, no runs, no hits, nobody left on for Boston, and New York Yankees coming up in the top of the third with no score. It'll be Munson, Michael, and Clark. Remember Munson, a 301 hitter, 20 homers, and 74 ribbies. Excellent defensive catcher for for the Yankees, ready to face Tiant, and here's the pitch. Grounded to the right side. That's going to be through. Past second. Evans picks it up and tosses it back in. Munson will hold with a base hit at first. That brings up Gene Michael. Munson, not much of a stealer. Just want to see his sorry, visitor, actually. Used to click at home because we play the home team a lot. He's a D stealer. I don't have the cards enabled in this season yet. Tempted to have Michael hit and run here because he's a terrible hitter. 225, 3 homers, 47 RBIs. Munson, however, a terrible stealer. What the hell, we'll chance it. Still got a better chance for a hit than he has in on-base percentage, so. Tiant ready for the pitch. Fastball outside, and Munson. A botched hit and run attempt. Fisk threw down to first and caught Munson leaning, basically. And there's one down quickly. Great play by Carlton Fisk. So Michael will step back into the box now with 1 strike on him. And he goes down on strikes. Swinging at the fastball, couldn't make contact. Little conference on the mound as Horace Clark steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day. That's a high pop-up. Over toward Griffin at second. Griffin's under it, waiting for it, and clutches it for the out. That's all for the Yankees. And despite a base hit, they leave nobody on, and Boston due to bat against Stottlemyre. It's Fisk, Griffin, and Evans. Carlton Fisk, 246, 26 homers, and 71 ribbies. Ready for the pitch from Stottlemyre. The grounder to the left side between Michael and Nettles. Fisk is going to have himself a base hit. And Doug Griffin will come to the plate. 255, 1 homer, and 33 RBIs. Griffin, not a bad hitter. Fisk, not a good stealer, I don't think. Well, they actually gave him a C. So, let's see what the percentage is. It's about the same. I'm going to go ahead and do a hit and run here with Griffin. Nothing to really lose. Griffin was the 1972 Gold Glover winner at second base. Didn't know that. Well, here's a grounder toward Clark. Clark loves it, throws to first. And Fisk moves to second on the play. So they probably avoided the double play there. And that'll bring up Dwight Evans. Evans, 223, 10 homers, 32 RBIs. Ready to go here. Tommy Harper waits on deck. The pitch from Stottlemyre, and Evans is down on strikes. Good movement on Stottlemyre's pitch there. And they're 2 down. And Harper comes up. He popped out his first time up. The pitch from Stottlemyre. Harper lines this one out toward Mercer in center. Mercer's backpedaling, puts the glove up, and makes the play for the 3rd out. So after 3, 1 man left for Boston. And it's going to be White, Alou, and Mercer for the Yankees against Tiant. Tiant ready on the mound, and Roy White, the base hit his first time up. He lined to single to left, if I remember correctly. Tiant now ready. And White takes this one. Strike 3 on the black. Great pitch by Tiant. And White has to sit down. Here's Alou, 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out his first time up. This is Matty variety of Alou. He gets the bat on this one from Tiant. Out toward the gap in right center. This one's deep. Smith at the warning track stumbles a little, rights himself. He won't get this one. It's off the wall. A 2-bagger for Matty Alou. And the Yankees threaten now with runners in scoring position. and the reliable hitter Bobby Mercer coming to the plate. Mercer bats left against Tiant. He's 0 for 1 on the day. A pitch from Tiant and Mercer, a grounder toward Griffin at second. Griffin races in, barehands it over to first, and notches the second out. The runner moves up, no problem. Alou now at third. And Greg Nettles will have a chance to give the Yankees a lead. Tiant ready. Nettles 0 for 1 on the day. The pitch from Louis. That's a line drive toward Petrucelli. Over his head into left for a base hit. Nettles gives the Yankees the lead 1-0. And a nice piece of hitting there by Nettles, going with the pitch that Tiant gave him. So Alou comes home to score it, and it's 1-0 New York. Nettles on first with 2 down, and here's Bloomberg, who flew out his first time up to face Tiant. Another line drive to left. Harper picks it up, fires to third. Nettles slides in safely ahead of the throw. And it's first and third with 2 outs. A couple of hits in a row against Tiant here, and now it's Felipe Alou going to try to get the job done. Bloomberg is 75. We're not going to try to steal second in this situation. Not when a base hit or a pass ball can score us another run. So Alou ready for the pitch from Tiant. It's a grounder toward Griffin. Griffin grabs it, throws to first, and that'll be the third out, but the Yankees take a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the fourth. 2 up for Boston, Aparicio, Yastrzemski, and Smith. They'll try to get that run back against Stottlemyre. Aparicio grounded out his first time up. Stottlemyre ready to pitch. The 0-1 pitch. That's a grounder to the left side toward Nettles. He snares it, throws to first, and retires Aparicio by a step for the first out. That brings up Yastrzemski. He grounded out his first time up. Nobody on. Stottlemyre ready, and Yastrzemski waits. Gets the bat on this one, out toward Mercer in center. This one looks like it could be deep, folks. Mercer and Lou are conversing. Mercer has a chance. Goes up for it, and he pulls it down. A great play by Bobby Mercer out there in center. Probably robs Yastrzemski of a base hit. An extra base hit at that. And there are 2 quick outs here. And Reggie Smith comes up. He lined out his first time out. 0 for 1 on the day. Stottlemyre on the rubber and ready with the pitch. Smith gets this one in the air out toward White in left field. Wright camps under it and brings it in to take the third out of the inning. That wraps things up. No hits for Boston, a 1-2-3 for Stottlemyre, and we go to the fifth with the Yankees ahead of the Red Sox, 1-0. Thurman Munson to lead it off for New York. He's 1 for 1 on the day, a base hit. Back in the third. Tiant deals. Munson watches it go by. He stood there like a house on the side of the road and watched it go by for the first out. So Gene Michael comes up. He struck out his first time up. Tiant has struck out 4 on the day. Tiant ready. Michael makes contact this time, out toward Harper in left. Harper sprints over and makes the catch for the second out. Gonna ring up Horace Clark. Clark 0 for 2 on the day. Not doing his job as leadoff man today. He was signed by the Yankees in 1958. That's a base hit to the right side. High bouncer past the diving Griffin and Yastrzemski into right for a single. Clark will hold it first. And Roy White comes to the plate, 1 for 2 on the day. White singled back in the first and struck out in the fourth. He's going to get the bat on this one. Up the middle, Aparicio. Can't make the play, a base hit into center. Clark makes the turn at second, on to third. Dick Hauser kept him coming, and runners at first and third now with 2 outs. Again for Matty Alou. Alou doubled his last time up. See how he does against Tiant here in the clutch situation. He looks like a negative clutch player according to Strat. Well, he gets the bat on this one. Out to right toward Evans. It's a shallow fly ball. Evans has to dive for it, and he makes a tremendous diving catch. Dwight Evans Louis Tiant owes you dinner, according to the Strat engine. And that'll do it for the Yanks. 2 left on, and they still maintain their 1-0 lead. Boston sending Cepeda, Petrucelli, and Fisk to the plate to try to get that run back from Strat-O-Matic. Here in the bottom of the 5th, it's Orlando Cepeda. Struck out his first time up. The pitch from Strat-O-Matic. Cepeda on the ground toward Nettles. Picks it up and fires. Pulls Alou off the bag. Alou swipes with the glove and makes the tag for the first out. Here's Rico Petrucelli, grounded out his first time up. It's a breaking ball low, and Strat-O-Matic loses Petrucelli down the first with the base on balls, and the dangerous Carlton Fisk coming up here in the 5th. Fisk singled it back in the 3rd. They'll face Strat-O-Matic again. Righty on righty. You know Fisk would love to get a hold of one and drive it to the outfield. Well, he overswings a little, drives this one toward Nettles on the ground at 3rd. A swinging bunt. Nettles charges in, barehands it, throws to 2nd. What a play by Nettles to get the lead runner there. Ends up being a fielder's choice. Fisk will reach first. And Doug Griffin will have a chance to hit. He grounded out his first time up, and there's 2 outs and Fisk at first as Strat-O-Matic is ready to pitch. Strat-O-Matic has the sign. It's a line drive toward Alou. It's over his head. A base hit. Carlton Fisk is going to hustle over to 3rd, and Griffin is on at first with a 2-out base hit. The Boston crowd trying to summon success from Dwight Evans. Evans struck out his first time up. He's ready. And he looks like he pops this one up on the infield behind a short. Michael waiting for it, puts it away, and Evans cannot get the job done. Strat-O-Matic retires him for the 3rd out. And Bobby Mercer coming up to face Tiant. He'll lead off, followed by Nettles and Bloomberg here in the 6th as the Yankees cling to a 1-0 lead. Mercer 0 for 2 on the day so far. Tiant sure taking his time on the mound. He's finally ready with the pitch. And swing and a miss by Mercer. He struck him out. The 5th strikeout of the day for Tiant. End of the season according to Strat. Nettles up, 1 for 2 with a run batted in, the only Yankee run. Back in the 4th. Tiant ready with the pitch, and Nettles, a line drive toward Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski spears it. Easy play for the 2nd out. Here comes Bloomberg, 1 for 2 on the day as well. A single back in the 4th for Ron. The first overall pick in the '67 amateur draft by New York. Tiant deals, Bloomberg. This one's out toward the gap in right center. Looks deep, folks. Very deep. He really walloped this one. Smith doesn't even move. It's long gone. Ron Bloomberg with a solo home run here in the 6th to double the Yankees' lead. They now lead 2-0 against Tiant. Tiant can only shake his head in disgust. But they'll have to deal, and at least it's still a close one, folks. Boston, well within reach of a comeback. If Tiant can keep it where it is. But Felipe Alou comes up. He struck out and grounded out on the day. Alou ready for the Tiant pitch. There's a grounder toward Griffin. Griffin over to Yastrzemski for the out. I'm going to lower that a little bit because I feel like you guys are probably getting feedback, and that's probably awful. All right. Tommy Harper to lead it off for Boston. Against Strat-O-Matic, he's 0 for 2 on the day. Bottom of the 6th, Boston trailing 2-0. He'll be followed by Aparicio and Yastrzemski. He'd love to set the table and get things going here, but instead Strat-O-Matic strikes him out. A swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's 1 down. Aparicio comes to the plate. 2 groundouts today against Mel Strat-O-Matic. Strat-O-Matic having a really good day thus far. Pitch to Aparicio. Grounder toward Nettles at 3rd. A hard bouncer. Nettles makes the pickup over to Alou, and that's the 2nd out, excuse me. We don't get to retire Aparicio twice. we still have to deal with Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski grounded out in the first and flew out in the fourth. He'll take his third at bat against Stottlemyre here in the sixth. Here's the pitch, a grounder to the right side. Alou flips to Stottlemyre covering for the third out. And after 6 in the books, the Yankees lead 2-0. Thurman Munson, 1 for 2 on the day to lead off against Tiant. He'll be followed by Michael and Clark. Tiant taking his time again. Last time he did that, he struck him out. Well, this time Munson gets the bat on it right at Petrucelli, and that is caught. Petrucelli barely had his chance to get his glove up. That's the first out. Here is Gene Stick Michael. 0 for 2 on the day against Tiant. A ground ball to the right side toward Yastrzemski. He takes on one hop, flips to Tiant, easy out for the second out. That brings up Horace Clark, who singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3 on the day. It's going to be lofted into the outfield towards Evans and right. Evans under it and makes the catch for the third out. The 7th inning stretch, folks. Lou Gehrig's record of 23 grand slams is 5 more than the number 2 man in this category. Who is the player? Who had 18 grand slams? I have a weird guess that's Tony Perez. I don't know if that's true or not. Let's find out. Oh, it's Willie McCovey. Played mostly with the Giants. In case you didn't know who Willie McCovey was. Hall of Famer Willie McCovey, I believe. McCovey's a Hall of Famer, right? He's got to be. So Stottlemyre comes out after the 7th inning stretch to face the Boston order in the bottom of the 7th. The heart of the order, Smith, Cepeda, and Petrucelli due up for the Red Sox. Here's Reggie Smith, 0 for 2 on the day. Stottlemyre not showing fatigue at all so far. Well, Smith gets the bat on the ball, drives this one out toward Mercer in center. He drifts over and makes the easy out for the first out of the 7th. Here's Cepeda, struck out and grounded out, 0 for 2 today. It's a ground ball up the middle. Past Stottlemyre, Michael charges, has it on the shorthop, fires, he throws it away. Well, he had to rush that one, and the official scorer gives Orlando a base hit. But Cepeda is able to round and take second on the error by Michael. Michael rushed it, and now Cepeda's in scoring position for Petrucelli, who's 0 for 1 with a walk his last time up. Rico had a pretty good season in 72 as well. Let's see how he does in 73. This one's straight up. Munson back to the screen. Drifts under it and makes the catch for the second out. He just missed that one, folks. And now Stottlemyre to deal with Carlton Fisk, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Fisk would love to bring Cepeda home. Fisk on the ground, back up the middle. Michael fields it nicely, takes his time this time, over to Alou for the 6-3. Only 9,948 in attendance here in Boston on opening day. And the Yankees in the 8th will send up a Roy White, Matty Alou, and Bobby Mercer. White, 2 for 3 on the day. Good start to the season for Roy. He's ready to face Tiant. You've seen him well all day. This time he nubs a grounder to the left side. Aparicio into the hole, backhands it, plants his foot, fires to first, and White beats it out for an infield hit. Great job by Roy White. So Alou coming to the plate. They're going to do the hit and run. Try to stay out of the double play and see if they can't advance White. Well, that one's in the air. On the infield toward Griffin. Griffin under it, and one-hands it for the out. White retreats to first, and Mercer due up. Mercer 0 for 3 on the day. Gets the bat on the ball, drives it out toward Reggie Smith in center field. This ball's hit well. Smith tries to track it down and makes a nice running catch. He's able to catch up with it, but it's so deep that Roy Wade is able to tag and move to second. So Smith gets the ball back in, and White in scoring position now for Nettles, who's 1 for 3 with a run driven in. He singled and drove in a run back in the fourth. Here's the pitch from Tiant. Nettles, the bat on the ball out to left field toward Harper. Nettles is out in front of that changeup. Harper charges, dives, and has it. Really good play by Tommy Harper to keep New York to just a 2-run lead. So Doug Griffin, 1 for 2. A hard single his last time up against Stottlemyre. He'll lead off the 8th. Oh, no he won't. We're going to bring in Rick Miller playing the percentages here. Miller comes in 261, 6 homers, 43 RBIs, but a good left-handed bat to face the righty Stottlemyre. Try that platoon advantage. Let's see how Miller does against Mel. That's a grounded or Clark. Clark charges, fires to first, and that's an out. A first out here in the 8th. Evans due to hit. He's 0 for 2 on the day so far. There's going to be a pinch hitter. It's going to be Danny Cater. Cater, a right-hander. 313, 1 homer, 24 RBIs on limited play in 73. Stottlemyre ready. That's in the air, out toward left center field. This could be a problem. It's very deep. White at the warning track waits. It's off the wall. Off the monster, and it's a double for Danny Cater. So, runner in scoring position now for Tommy Harper, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Stottlemyre trying to settle himself down on the mound here. The pitch on the wrist. Tommy tried to hold up. Oh, the umpire signals strike 3. Harper thought he had a walk, but Stottlemyre caught the plate for the second out. Now, Aparicio due to bat. He's got 3 groundouts on the day. 39 years old in his 18th big league season. A very good career for Aparicio. Here's a ground ball toward the left side. Fielded by Michael, the long throw, and he gets Aparicio for the 3rd out. Eliminating the Boston threat here in the 8th. In the 9th, the Yankees will send up Blueberg, Alou, and Munson to try to extend their 2-run lead against Tiant. Blueberg homered his last time up. 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Ready for the pitch from the lefty Tiant. The righty Tiant, excuse me. Gets this one out toward Harper in left. Petrucelli sprints out. Harper and Smith sprinting in. Harper sticks his glove out, and oh, he cannot make the play. That was in no man's land, folks, and the official scorer gives Bloomberg a gift. Because that is a base hit. So, Felipe Alou due up, Bloomberg at first. They're going to try a hit and run. Bloomberg will steal the occasional base. It's in the dirt off his glove. He throws away his mask. Fisk rifles to second. And Fisk takes a passed ball on that one. No stolen base for Bloomberg. But he's able to advance the runner. Alou back in the box against Tiant. Tiant ready. Runner in scoring position with nobody out here for the Yanks. Alou, a ground ball toward Aparicio. We're going to try to advance the runner. They glance at him quickly, decide to take the short out at first, and Bloomberg moves over to third. So the infield comes in to try to cut off another Yankee run and keep the lead right where it is as Thurman Munson comes to the plate. Munson, 1 for 3 on the day, would love to pick up Bloomberg and give his team a little more padding. Well, Tiant brought his best stuff right there and sits Munson down. That's going to bring up Stick Michael. I want to take a look at my options. Michael plays short. He's a shortstop 3. We have a 4. A 4. Yeah, we don't want to weaken our defense going into a close game in the 9th, so we're going to let Michael hit. Especially the way Stottlemyre's been pitching. Tiant is ready. Michael makes contact, and he comes through. The grounder through to right side. Bloomberg scores Michael with an RBI base hit. And it's now 3-0 New York. Gene Michael pays off the manager's decision right there. And that's going to bring up Horace Clark, who's 1 for 4 on the day. Clark makes contact, hits it out toward Miller and right. Flips over to make the play, retires the side, but New York adds 1 and now leads 3-0. I would love to find a better right fielder, first baseman, second baseman. Let's see if we have any of those options. Allen, no. We could bring in Hallinier to play second. And we will. We'll put Callison in right. We do not have a better first base option, sadly. Callison will come in and spell Alou Rongaloo, right field. And that'll improve our defense a little bit. Every little bit helps, folks, as Stottlemyre comes out to face Yastrzemski, Smith, and Cepeda in the 9th. Yastrzemski 0 for 3 today. 2 groundouts and a flyout. Stottlemyre throws the 0-1 pitch. Yastrzemski bluffs this one out towards center field. Mercer camps under it and makes the play for the first out. Here's Reggie Smith. 0 for 3 today. Smith ready for the pitch. Another one out toward the number 1 center fielder in center, Bobby Mercer. A deep fly. Mercer back to the wall, leaps, and makes the catch for the second out. Munson comes out to chat with Stottlemyre, and they're ready to face Cepeda, who's 1 for 3 and represents Boston's last hope on the day to keep things going. Stottlemyre steps off the mound, gives the Rosenbag a toss, toes the rubber, and he's ready to go. He deals to Cepeda, and it's a swing and a miss by Orlando. 1-2-3. That is the third out. 5 strikeouts for Stottlemyre on the day, and he wraps it up. Completes the 9-inning shutout. The player of the game today, Ron Bloomberg. Apparently 3 for 4 with a home run on the hitting side, but Stottlemyre has to be given credit as he pitches a 9-inning complete game shutout. Allowed only 4 hits and struck out 5 with 1 walk. That's pretty good. Louis Tiant, 11 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Struck out 6. Got himself out of trouble quite a few times in the complete game loss. As the computer game noted, Bloomberg 3 for 4 with a homer, 2 runs scored today. Roy White also had 3 base hits, and Gene Michael with that really important base hit to extend the lead to 3-0 and give the Yankees some breathing room in the 9th. So nobody had more than 1 hit for the Red Sox. The Yankees go to 1-0 on the season. Boston falls to 0-1. Those are our first 2 day games for the American League. I believe the next game for the American League will be a night game, so we'll wait for that, folks. We're going to move to National League daytime action now. It's going to be Montreal and Mike Torres visiting the Chicago Cubs and Fergie Jenkins. Mike Torres on the mound for Montreal today versus the Cubs' Fergie Jenkins. Let's go ahead and get the game started.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
What time is it in real life? It's 2 o'clock in real life. And the Expos, who sadly don't exist anymore, will visit Wrigley Field on a bad day for baseball, sadly. The weather's not great here in Wrigley. Let's take a look at the lineup for Montreal. It's going to be Ron Hunt at second base and batting first. Batting second, the shortstop, Tom Foley. First baseman, Jorgens. Is that accurate? Let's see. Yeah, Jorgensen batting third, Ron Fairley batting fourth and playing left, Ken Singleton in right field batting fifth, Bump Bailey batting third, actually it's Bob Bailey, batting sixth and playing third, Jacques Roque, is it? Or John Roque, I'm not sure, we'll find out. In center, John Bacabella playing catcher, and Mike Torres on the mound for Montreal. They'll face Fergie Jenkins. Jenkins 14-16, a 3.89 ERA, and 271 innings pitched. He allowed 267 hits, 57 walks, and 170 strikeouts. He did give up 35 long balls. And he'll face Ron Hunt to lead it off for Montreal. Hunt 309, no homers, 18 ribbies for the Expos in 73. Let's see how that goes for Jenkins. My immediate family is bigger than this crowd, but the game will count just the same. Jenkins deals to Hunt. Hunt checks his swing. The home plate umpire is pointing toward first. He rules the pitch touched the uniform of Hunt, and Hunt is awarded first. A hit by pitch. So Hunt finds himself on base, and Foley coming up, 240, 2 homers, 36 runs batted in. Hunt a pretty good stolen baseman, and Foley a pretty good hit-and-run guy, so should we try the stolen base first? Yeah, 33% chance to get a lead. Hunt watches Jenkins move. Jenkins throws over 5 times to keep Hunt to a small lead. He will not attempt. Instead, Tom Foley going to hit and run, even though Hunt's down to a 30% chance of stealing. Corners are in. Jenkins with the pitch to Foley, who lines a hard line drive to left for a single. Hunt over to third. The throw for Williams comes into second. Really nice call there as Tom Foley, with the base hit, puts runners at the corners and nobody out. Will be Mike Jorgensen batting for the Expos. 239 homers, 47 runs batted in. A good bunter. Gets on base, does Jorgensen. Oh, I forgot I was controlling the, I'm only controlling the White Sox, so that hit and run was on them. Unless I can override it, I'm not sure. But in any case, Jenkins deals. Ground ball to second. They might turn it. That's a 4-6-3 double play. The run scores. And it looks like the locations on this one are off a little bit, folks, on the field. He was batting way out here. But in any case, Ron Fairley will come up. 298, 17 homers, 49 RBIs to face Jenkins. Fairley into the box. The Expos with a quick 1-0 lead. Here's the pitch. Free-hopper toward Jenkins, who scoops it up, fires to first. And that's the first. But the Expos jump out to a 1-0 lead. Chicago coming up. The Cubs send up Rick Monday, the center fielder. 267, 26 homers, 56 RBIs. Some good power for a leadoff man. They'll be facing Mike Torres, who went 9-12 with a 4.46 ERA in 1973, 207 hits in 208 innings, 115 walks, so he has control problems, and 90 strikeouts. 17 homers. It's hard to hit a homer off a guy who doesn't know if he's going to throw the ball over the plate, isn't it? So, Torres ready to deal to the Cubs Monday. He'll be followed by Cardinal and Billy Williams. Here's the pitch. A line drive to right. Singleton scoops it up and fires it into second. But we're going to slow this one down a little bit. What am I looking for? Let's go back to the normal 70 for this. Well, Monday with a single. He's on at first, and Cardinal coming up. Jose Cardinal, 303, 11 homers, and 68 RBIs. He'll face Torres with the corners in. Expos lead 1-0. Torres with the pitch. Cardinal lofts this one out toward Roque in center. A routine fly. Roque ranges over, reaches up, and makes the catch for the first out. Cubs will send up Billy Williams with 1 down and 1 man on. 288, 20 homers, 86 RBIs. 76 walks in just about 650 plate appearances. Torres ready, pitches to Williams. Williams out toward Roque in center. A rainbow shot. Roque reaches up and makes the catch. He didn't even have to move. So that is the second out. Excuse me 1 sec, guys. There's commotion outside happening. Well, there's a little commotion on the back deck. We may have some construction starting. So if it gets loud, we might have to wrap this one up a little bit early. But we'll get through this game in any case, hopefully. Moving it right along, Joe Pepitone due up 276, 3 homers, 19 RBIs. He'll face Torres with 2 outs and Monday on first. Pepitone waits for the pitch. Puts this one in the air out to right center field. A line drive in the gap, an easy 2-bagger. Roque dives to get the ball and fires it in. Pepitone has a double Monday. Stops at third. No score for Chicago yet. With 2 outs, they will send up Ron Santo, the third baseman. 267, 20 homers, 77 RBIs. He's got 2 men in scoring position he'd love to cash in. Torres is ready. A liner toward Foley. He makes a great catch at short. And they leave 2 stranded. So after 1, the Expos 1, the Cubs nothing. And Ken Singleton to lead it off for Montreal. 302, 23 homers, 103 RBIs for Singleton on 73. Jenkins ready. Singleton pops it into foul territory. The ball drifts toward the sands, and nobody can catch it. So the pitch again to Singleton. This one's on the ground. Toward Pepitone, takes it on 1 hop, flips it to Fergie Jenkins for the first out. Here's Bob Bailey. 273, 26 homers, and 86 RBIs for Montreal. Jenkins ready with the pitch. Bailey gets himself set. And this one's grounded toward Kessinger at short. Kessinger charges, fires. That's the second out. And that's George Roque. Jorge Roque. Probably George. George Roque in center. A 148 average in 61 at-bats in 73. 1 homer, 61 RBIs. And it doesn't seem like the microphone picks up the buzzsaw, so hopefully we'll be able to continue. Roque ready with 2 outs and Jenkins to deal. It's a grounder toward Kessinger. Hard grounder right at him, throws over to Pepitone at first, and that's the third out. Chicago due to bat with Beckert, Hundley, and Kessinger coming up. Beckert 255, no homers, 29 RBIs. Ready for the pitch from Torres. It's on the ground, through to the left side. Past Bailey and down into the corner. Beckert rounds first, but comes back to the bag as the throw comes in. Well, Randy Hundley, Todd Hundley's dad, coming up. 226, 10 homers, 43 ribbies. He'll bat with nobody out and Beckert on first. Here's the pitch from Torres. Grounder toward Foley. He scoops it up, fires to second. Close play for the out. Relay to first. That's a double play, ladies and gentlemen. Hundley grounds into the 6-4-3 double play. And you're picking up a little bit of that buzzsaw. I am sorry. Hopefully they won't take too long because they have a lot of things to do today. They're reinforcing the decks here in our condo complex. Apparently they need to replace them, but they've got to reinforce them first. In any case, Don Kessinger comes up. 262, no homers, 43 ribbies for Chicago in 73. He'll bat against Torres with 2 outs. Bacabella waits for the pitch. Kessinger swings, pop down the line. Bailey giving chase. It's foul. Bailey dives, but can't make the catch. Kessinger back in the box. This one's grounded toward Foley, a roller. And it rolls right between his legs. An error on Tom Foley. He did not get the glove on the ground, and Kessinger finds himself at first base. Which is good news because Chicago will have the pitcher Fergie Jenkins to bat. Jenkins, not a good hitter. 119, no homers, 4 ribbies, and 84 at-bats in 73. He's ready for the pitch from Torres. It's the bat on the ball anyway, taking it, shoots it toward Foley, who gets it over to first with no problem this time to retire Jenkins. And it's still 1-0 Montreal after 2. We head to the third, and it'll be Bacabella, Torres, and Hunt go up for the Expos. Here's Bacabella. 233, 7 homers, 46 ribbies. Bat against Fergie Jenkins. The pitch from Jenkins. Bacabella turns this one around toward Monday in center. He hit it on the nose. Monday is coming on fast. He dives for the ball. Makes the play. Nice play by Rick Monday for the first out, retiring Bacabella. The pitcher Mike Torres due up. 174, 1 double. No RBIs in 69 tries at the plate in 73. Jenkins ready to deal. Torres ready for the pitch. Bacabella waits behind the plate. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Torres grounds it between the hole, between first and second. Pepton snags it, leads Jenkins perfectly, racing to the bag, and easily beats Torres to the bag for the second out. That brings up Ron Hunt, who was hit by a pitch his first time. The Expos leading 1-0 in this game. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Jenkins deals to Hunt. 1 hopper to Santo, over to Pepitone at first. And that's the third out. At the bottom of the third, it's Monday, Cardenas, and Williams due up for Chicago as they trail by a run. Here's Rick Monday. Base hit his first time up. Torres ready. And ball 4. It was way outside, folks, and Monday finds himself at second. Cardenas coming up. Or Cardinal, excuse me. Jose Cardinal. Ready for the pitch from Torres. He flew out his first time up. He lines this one back up the middle. But he doesn't slow at all. Scurries over to third. Cardinal finds himself on with a base hit. That'll bring up Billy Williams. So it is first and third, and nobody out, and Billy Williams due up against Torres. He flew out his first time up. If he can get a fly ball here, he might have an RBI. Here's the pitch from Torres high, and he walks in. So 3 men get on to start the inning here for Chicago in the third. And that brings up Joe Pepitone, who's 1 for 1 on the day, a double so far against Torres. The bases are loaded, nobody's out. The Cubs looking to make a big inning here if they can. Torres with the pitch. Pepitone, a fly ball. Hit hard out towards center. Roque makes the play, and we have a tag-up chance Monday, 1-17 to score. Yes, he's going to try to tag. That's a fly ball B question mark if you were wondering, Strat board game fans. Monday scores ahead of the throw, and it's 1-1. Chicago ties it up with 1 out. Cardinal at second, Williams at first, and Ron Santo coming up. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Torres ready to pitch. This one's jacked to left. A slider by Torres. Santos makes him back up. Barely backs up, makes the catch, and that's the second out. It'll be Glenn Beckert. 1 for 1 so far on the day. They'll have to come up with a 2-out base hit to keep this inning going. Or find a way to get on base. Well, it gets past Bacabella, a wild pitch. And the runners will move up to second and third. So now Beckert gets to bat with 2 men on. He steps into the box, ready to take some practice cuts. And here's the pitch from Torres. A line drive, base hit to the left side. Cardinal comes to the plate, fairly fields it, throws toward home. It's cut off. Williams will hold at third. A run comes in. Beckert's got an RBI base hit. And it's 2-1 Cubs. With runners at the corners and Randy Hundley due to bat. Hundley grounded into a double play his first time up. He can't do that again, folks, because there's already 2 outs. But he's got an RBI chance here. Torres ready. He pitches. Hundley with a line drive toward Foley. Oh no, Foley, a diving catch. Steals a hit from Randy Hundley and ends the inning. So after three innings, it's 2-1. Cubs. The Expos will send up Foley, Jorgensen, and Fairley here in the fourth. Foley, 1-for-1 against Jenkins today. Waits patiently for the pitch. Jenkins deals, and this one's out toward Monday in center. Monday drifts over, gets under it, and makes the easy out for out number 1. Here's Jorgensen, grounded out for a double play his first time up. Jenkins ready. A line drive right at Beckert for the second out. An L4. Hey! The dog is chasing the cat. Cats and dogs living together. It's anarchy, but we'll play Strat anyway. Looks like they're already done with the construction on the decks outside, so they just put up some supporting pillars to make sure the decks don't fall on my head while I'm barbecuing. In actuality, they've already banned us from being out on the decks. That's how bad shape they're in. Fantastic. Just what you need when you're quarantined from a coronavirus. You can't even enjoy your patio. Anyway, with 2 down, you don't need to hear my problems. What you need to hear is what happens when Fergie Jenkins pitches to Ron Fairley. Fairley 0-for-1 on the day. Ready to face Jenkins. The delivery. Fairley lofts this one out toward Monday. Monday circles under it and makes the play for a 1-2-3 inning. So 2-1 Cubs. They'll try to add to it here in the bottom of the fourth with Kessinger, Jenkins, and Monday due up. Kessinger 0-for-1 so far. Ready for the pitch from Torres. Here it comes. Going to be out to right center field. Well hit. Into the right field gap. Roque can't get to it. Fires to second, but not in time, and Kessinger has himself a 2-base hit. With Jenkins coming up, the corners are in, but you know they're going to try to lay it down anyway. 86% successful bunt. Torres ready to deal to Jenkins. Jenkins squares around, lays down a beauty. Torres and Jorgensen collide going for the ball. Torres recovers, picks it up, fires to first, and gets Jenkins by a hair. But Jenkins does his job, moves Kessinger over to third with only 1 out, and Rick Monday will come to the plate now. Monday 1-for-1 with a run scored. Would love to cash in Kessinger with a deep fly ball or a slow grounder to the right side. Torres ready to deliver. Monday takes this one, works the walk, and he'll go down to first. Well, the good news for Montreal is that sets up the double play. The bad news is it sets up Jose Cardinal, who's an excellent hitter. He's 1-for-2 on the day, and Torres will have to deal with him with the corners in. Monday at first, Kessinger at third. The pitch from Torres to Cardinal. Line to left field toward Fairley. Fairley on his horse. He can't get to it. It drops in front, and Cardinal has a base hit. Monday scampers over to third. Kessinger scores to make it 3-1 Chicago, and Cardinal holds at first with an RBI single. Really good job of hitting there, and that's going to bring up Billy Williams with runners at the corners. Williams 0-for-1 with a walk today. See about Cardinal. Feeling second, maybe. Torres watches him. He'll hold him close. Cardinal cannot get a good lead as Torres readies to pitch to Williams. Billy Williams started Whistler High School in Whistler, Alabama before signing with the Cubs in '56 as a free agent. Here's the pitch from Torres. Williams takes this one deep to left field. This could be a problem for Fairley. It might be. No! Fairley catches it right up against the wall. Kessinger is able to scurry home from third on the sac fly. Chicago now leads 4-0, and Cardinal still at first as Pepitone comes to the plate with 2 outs. Pepitone 1-for-1, a double, a sac fly his last time up in the third. See if he can keep this inning going against Mike Torres, who's struggling right now. Torres with the pitch. Pepitone. A high fly up toward behind second base. Hunt scurries back, grabs the Major League pop-up for the third out. But Torres gets through the inning, but not before Chicago adds 2 more, and now leads 4-1 as we head to the fifth. The Expos will send Singleton, Bailey, and Roque to face Jenkins. Here's Kenny Singleton. Strong, powerful hitter. 0 for 1 against Jenkins today. Jenkins deals. And curveball in the dirt. Singleton swings over the top, and that is the first out. Jenkins pitching well today so far. He's allowed just 1 base hit in these first 4 innings to go with that 1 run. He'll face Bob Bailey now. Bailey grounded out his first time up. Jenkins deals to Bailey. That's a ground ball to the right side. Jenkins able to snag it. Before it gets past the mound, flips over to Pepitone for the second out. Now here's George Roque. 0 for 1 against Jenkins today. 2 outs. Jenkins has the sign and pitches. A grounder toward Kessinger. Kessinger wings it, and he's got Roque out by a step. Good play by Kessinger at short to retire the side. Chicago comes up in the bottom of 5th, trying to add to their 4-1 lead. They'll send up Santo, Beckert, and Hundley. Here's Ron Santo to bat for the Cubbies. Torres still on the mound. It's not out of reach yet, folks. Only a 3-run lead. Santo would like to make it more, but hits this one sharply toward Foley, over to Jorgensen for the first out. Brings up Beckert. Beckert, 2 base hits and an RBI in 2 trips against Torres today. Let's see if he can continue his success. Mike Torres peers in for the sign, shakes off a couple, and now he's ready. The pitch. The batter checks his swing. Beckert holds up and draws a walk. So Beckert down at first with 1 down, and here's Randy Hundley. Hundley 0 for 2 on the day. And he is swinging and missing on this one. Strike 3 by Torres. Sits down Hundley. That's his first strikeout on the day to go with 4 walks and 7 hits in just 5 innings pitched. It's been a little bit of a struggle out there on the mound for Mike Torres today. And now he'll face Don Kessinger, who's reached both times. 0 for 1 officially. He doubled and reached on an error back in the second. So Kessinger ready to go. Torres ready with the pitch. Grounded down the line. Jorgensen grabs it, flips to Torres, covering, and that's the 3rd out. The 1 man left, no runs for Chicago, and the Expos will come up in the top of the 6th, with Bacabella, Torres, and Hunt due up. Jenkins ready to pitch. Bacabella in the box, 0 for 1 against him today. Have to wonder if Torres will hit for himself. Well, Bacabella takes the Jenkins pitch out to center pretty deep. Mundy's going to have to chase this one down. Mike Carey. Mundy jumps. It bounces off the IB. Mundy gets it in quickly, but not in time to stop Bacabella from pulling up at second with a stand-up double. So Mike Torres due to hit with the runner in scoring position. We'll have to see if they let him. They do. He lays one down, bunts at it. Defense has the option of throwing the runner, trying for third, or taking the sure out at first. Safe chance at third is 45. We're going to take the sure out. We can give up 1 run, but we don't want a big inning. And that's not even a run. It just lets Bacabella get over to third. 1 down now, and Ron Hunt comes up 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch back in the first and scored a run. Excuse me. More coffee. The only run for the Expos on the day. Hunt ready for the pitch. He lines it hard to left field. Billy Williams picks it up and fires it in, but Ron Hunt has himself an RBI single and cuts the Chicago lead to 2 runs. Now 4-2, and Montreal still batting here in the 6th against Jenkins. Hunt at first. He will try to steal. A big curveball, and Hunt's off to the races. Hundley throws down. Strong throw, but not in time. Hunt had a huge jump there. And steals the base. So Foley now gets to bat with a runner in scoring position. He's 1 for 2. Singled off Jenkins back in the first. Hunt out at second. Dancing around. Trying to distract Jenkins. Jenkins steals. It's a high foul pop behind the plate. Hundley goes back to the screen and makes the catch for the second out. And that's good luck for Fergie, as he'll now face Mike Jorgensen with 2 outs and Hunt on second. Jorgensen 0 for 2 on the day. Ready stares out at Jenkins. Here's the pitch by Jenkins, a grounder, a three-hopper toward Beckert, who scoops, fires to Pepitone at first, and that is the out. Montreal scores 1, cuts the Chicago lead to 2, and the Cubs come up in the bottom of the 6th. Try to add to it with Jenkins, Monday, and Cardinal due up. Here's Jenkins, 0 for 1 with a sac bunt his last time up. He'll face Torres. Jenkins pitching well on the day. He's going to strike out here for the first out, but it's his talents on the mound they want to keep him in the game for. So, Rick Monday has reached all 3 times today, 2 walks and a base hit. He scored twice. He'll face Torres. Let's see if Torres can change the luck and get him out this time. Oh, low and inside. Monday's eye has just been great today, and he draws a walk. So, Monday on first and Cardinal due to bat. 2 singles today and a run batted in 3 trips. A pitch from Torres to Cardinal. Cardinal holds up. The plate ump says no. He checked his swing. And that's another walk by Torres, his 6th on the day. We said that was one of his problems coming in. And now it's first and second, and the dangerous Billy Williams comes to the plate. Williams 0 for 1, a base on balls, and a sac fly with a run scored his last time up. He's ready for the pitch from Torres. That's a line drive to right field in front of Singleton. They hold everybody up as Singleton gets it in quickly, and the bases are now loaded for Pepitone against Torres. How long can they keep Torres in, John? I don't know. They're going to let him hang himself, it looks like. It is opening day. Mike Torres ready, bases jammed. The 3-1 pitch to Pepitone. He lofts this one out toward Roque in center. That's hit fairly deep. Roque lines up a throw to the plate, makes the catch. Here's the throw, but Monday is able to scamper home as the throw trickles away from Bacabella. A sac fly for Pepitone, and Chicago adds 1 to their lead, now 5-2. Ron Santo comes up with 2 men down and runners on first and second. Santo 0 for 3 on the day. To face Torres. It's a line drive toward Foley. Oh, Foley sticks his glove out, and Ron never even let the batter's box hit it so hard. So the 3rd out of the inning, but Chicago adds to their lead, leave 2 stranded, and now lead 5-2, as the Expos will send up the heart of their order, try to get even in this one against Jenkins. Here in the 7th, it's Fairley, Singleton, and Bailey due up. Ron Fairley 0 for 2 on the day. Jenkins is ready to pitch. Here it is. Fairley grounder toward Kessinger at short. Fires to Pepitone at first for the first out. Here's Kenny Singleton, 0 for 2 on the day. Jenkins ready. Just inside, very close. Jenkins doesn't like the call, but Singleton gets it. He finds himself down at first with the walk. Bob Bailey due up. Bailey a good hitter. Singleton, that out chance is pretty high in the trailing game, so they're going to keep him at first, and Bailey's going to go ahead and get a chance to hit. Bailey, a good hitter. 0 for 2 on the day. Never count Bob out. Oh, there's a line drive to left. Dave Bristol waves Singleton to 3rd. Singleton's in ahead of the throw, and it's 1st and 3rd, a base hit for Bob Bailey. Now with 1 out, George Roque will come to the plate. Roque 0 for 2 on the day. Jenkins ready to go. Here in the 7th, nursing a 5-2 Cubs lead. Roque a grounder. Back to Jenkins. Throws home. He nails Singleton trying to scamper home. Singleton must have thought that one was going to get through, or that they'd look for the double play, or concede the run. They did not. Jenkins made a spectacular play through to Hundley. And he was a dead duck. Now there's 2 down. Bailey at second, Roque at first, and Bacabella due up. Bacabella 1 for 2 on the day. Jenkins ready. Slides back into position and deals the pitch. A grounder back to Jenkins again. He scoops it up, throws over to Pepitone, and just a great job. Dizzy Gillespie? I don't know. Let's find out. Dizzy Trout. I don't know Dizzy Trout. Any relation to Mike? Maybe. So Glenn Beckert going to lead it off for Chicago. 5-2 lead here against Mike Torres in Montreal. Beckert 2 for 2. A walk his last time up, and he's driven in a run. Batting 1,000 on the season. Beckert hits a curve right to third. Bailey takes it on the second hop, fires to first, and they finally retire Beckert for the first time. 1 down, and here's Randy Hundley, 0 for 3 on the day. Torres deals a sharp grounder into the hole at third. Bailey dives, but it's past him. And Hundley has himself a base hit. So Kessinger due up. Hundley on base. Kessinger 1 for 3 with a double today. Also reached on an error back in the second. See what that hit and run looks like. No. Not going to do it right now. For the pitch to Kessinger. Foul straight back. Bacabella gives chase. He's back at the screen, but he cannot get it. It's up high on the netting, and Kessinger back in the box. Torres pitches. Low and outside. Kessinger does not swing. Held his swing up, and Torres with his 7th walk on the day. Not good. With Jenkins coming up, you can almost be sure that Jenkins is going to try to lay this one down and advance the runners into scoring position. Jenkins squares a great bunt. No chance to get the runner going at third. A close play as Jorgensen fields it safe. Jenkins beat it out, and Mike Torres is tired. Can you believe Jenkins beat out that bunt? Great job running down the line for Ferguson. It's an amazing bunt. He put it exactly where nobody was, and Mike Torres is now tired. The bases are loaded here in the 7th, full of Cubbies, and Rick Monday, who is 1 for 1 with 3 bases on balls, comes to the plate to face Torres. Well, Gene Mauch going to visit the umpire. He's making a double switch. Tom Walker is going to commit. He's going to come in to pitch from the bullpen. And Bob Stinson comes in to catch. So, Walker to the mound. He is 7-5 with 4 saves, a 3.65 ERA, and 91 innings pitched. 95 hits, 42 walks, 68 strikeouts, and 7 home runs. So, he's susceptible. Guys can get on base against him. And Rick Monday knows how to get on base. Reached all 4 times today, and now he's up with the bases loaded against Walker. Would love to blow this one wide open and make it a laugher. But Walker ready to face Monday for the first time and see if he can do better than Torres did. He cannot. It's line hard to right. Singleton trying to get it, but it drops in. A single from Monday. Hundley scores from third. Kessinger from second. Jenkins all the way over to third. A 2-run single for Rick Monday. He's had a heck of a day. Reaching base all 5 times, and it's now 7-2 Chicago. That'll bring up Jose Cardinal, who's 2 for 3 with a run driven in and a walk his last time up, to face Walker with runners at the corners. Tom Walker ready. The pitch to Cardinal. Cardinal hammers this one into left center field, deep into the gap. Fraley's running hard, pulls up, slides. He cannot make the catch. Cardinals into second. A run scores. The ball gets back in. A little wet out there. Otherwise, Monday probably would have scored, but that's another run for the Cubs. And now they lead 8-2 over the Expos, as Billy Williams comes up with 2 men in scoring position and only 1 out. Walker still looking for his first out of the inning. Oh, there's a line drive. Base hit to center for Williams. Monday's going to score easily. Let's see. Cardinal is going to try to score. He's an 80% chance they send him. Reiser sends him home, and Cardinal scores ahead of the throw. Williams with a 2-run base hit, and now it's 10-2 Chicago. And Tom Walker can't seem to get anybody out as Joe Pepitone comes to the plate. Pepitone 1 for 2 with a double on the day. 2 sac flies and 2 RBIs. Productive at bats for Pepitone. This one's hit out to deep right field. Pepitone got that one. Singleton's running back. Ken's at the ivy, and the ball is a souvenir, ladies and gentlemen. A 2-run home run for Joe Pepitone, his first of the year. And Chicago now leads 12-2. Tom Walker has taken a beating here. He's come in, faced 4 batters, and given up hits to all of them, capped off by that Pepitone home run. Well, here's Santo, 0 for 4 on the plate. We'd love to get in the hit parade. Santo was a star quarterback for his Seattle high school team. Probably a good thing he chose baseball. He chops this one back to Tom Walker. Over to Jorgensen for the second out. Finally, Walker has retired a batter. That lowers his ERA from infinity to 1.108, folks. 108.00. And he'll face Beckert with nobody on and 2 outs. This one a laugher now. Chicago leading Montreal 12-2. Beckert, 2-hopper to Bailey. Beckert's out. That's the 3rd out finally. As 7,000 Chicago Cubs fans look on and watch their Cubs bludgeon the Montreal Expos 12-2. We head to the 8th. Jenkins with plenty of breathing room now. He's due to face Stinson, who came in to catch and bat 9th, followed by Hunt and Foley. So Stinson getting his first at-bat of the day. 261, 3 homers, 12 RBIs. He's ready to go. Jenkins ready to pitch. Stinson lofts this one out toward Monday in center. Routine fly. Monday reaches over, grabs it for the first out. That brings up Ron Hunt, 1 for 2 on the day. Jenkinson winds, then delivers. Hunt hits this one out toward Monday in center. He's under it, makes the grab, and 2 down. And if you're Ferguson Jenkins, that could be your whole game plan, is to let these guys hit it out to your center fielder Monday. Really an all-around solid defensive team for Chicago. No real bad guys. And that's going to bring up Tom Foley with 2 down here in the 8th for Montreal. They're running out of chances, folks. Jenkins can pretty much just let him hit it and hope they hit it at somebody here. He's got plenty of room. Well, never mind. He's still trying hard. Gets Foley on the corner there for strike 3. Randy Hundley calling a beautiful game. Remembering, as Yogi said, Strat reminds us that 90% of the game is half mental. So, for Chicago, it's going to be Hundley, Kessinger, and Jenkins due up here in the 8th. Walker's still on the mound. He'll take some lumps with a 12-2 run. A 10-run lead for Chicago. Hundley fights this one off. Foley's over quickly and makes the easy out on the weak liner for the first out. Here's Kessinger, with Jenkins due to follow. The pitch from Walker. Kessinger in the air to left. Toward Fairley. Drifts over. He's under it, and it's an easy out for Walker. His ERA now down to 27 just because he's completed an inning. And Jenkins due to bat. Fergie 1 for 3 with a run scored and a really beautiful sac bunt. Sacrifice. He bunted his last time up and beat it out. To start, well, not to start, but to continue that huge inning, 7-run inning in the 7th for the Cubs. Jenkins here. He hammers this one to left center. Fairley's at the warning track, waits for the ball, and hauls it in. He gave that one a ride, though. Fergie did. He's acquitted himself well at the plate today. Been productive, and he takes the mound for the 9th with a 10-run lead. And he'll face the 3-4-5 hitters, Jorgensen, Fairley, and Singleton. Jorgensen 0 for 3 on the day. Jenkins ready to pitch. Jorgensen waits. Ground ball toward Pepitone. Takes it on one hop and flips to Fergie for the easy out for the first out here in the 9th. Fairley 0 for 3 on the day. He grounded out twice and flew out. He'll face Jenkins again for the 4th time. And he gets a hold of this one. Out toward right center field. Rick Monday is running hard, but it's over his head, out of reach. Monday corrals the ball, but Fairley coasts into second. Oh, the throw gets away as Monday hurls it back in. Why is he in a rush? And Fairley is going to come all the way around to score on the error by Monday. Score that a double and an E8. And Montreal gets a gift run. It's now 12-3. They only need 9 more, folks. Jenkins and Monday. Monday looks upset at himself, but Jenkins just laughs. He's not too worried. He has to face Ken Singleton, though. Not a good time to let your guard down, Fergie. Well, a high pop-up in front of the plate. Monday calls for it and makes the play for the second out. And the Expos are down to their final out here in Chicago on opening day. Bob Bailey will come up 1 for 3 so far. He comes to the plate. The pitch from Jenkins. Lofted, deep to left field. This looks like it's going to be over Williams' head. Forget about it, folks. Williams back on the warning track, looks up. Goodbye, Dolly Gray. That's a home run for Bob Bailey. And Jenkins may be playing a little bit too much catch here in the 9th. It's now 12-4. And he's got to face George Roque. 2 outs and an 8-run lead. Jenkins ready. Pitches to Roque. Roque holds up, but oh no, the plate umpire says he went around. That's strike 3 swinging. And that will do it. Joe Pepitone 2 for 3 with a homer and 4 runs batted in for the Cubs to be the hitting hero of the day. And Jenkins, with a really solid outing on the mound, gives Chicago the 12-4 lead. The Cubs go to 1-0. Behind Jenkins, Mike Torres takes the loss for Montreal. They fall to 0-1. And Pepitone with 4 runs batted in. Billy Williams with 3. Jose Cardinal 3 base hits, 2 runs batted in. Rick Monday on base all 5 times, scored 4 runs, drove in 2. A really good offensive day for Chicago, as everybody but Santo got a base hit. 2 base hits for Bailey, including that late home run. But that's all, folks. Chicago Cubs beat the Montreal Explos by a score of 12-4 here on opening day at Wrigley Field. And so we've streamed for about 2 hours and 45 minutes so far. I think we're going to take a break and be back a little bit later with some more opening day games from your 1973 season. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoy the content on the channel, you're enjoying the play-by-play, feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, help us out. You can follow the complete 1962 Cards and Dice replay as well as the complete 1973 As Played PC Baseball replay at www.stratbaseballhistory.com, where we post complete day's results as they are finished. So, thanks again for tuning in, folks. I'm going to grab some lunch. My name is Joe. This has been Strat Baseball History, reminding you to stay safe and that every day is a good day for baseball. Till next time, keep smiling.